Yes, here we
Let's
go.
good.
Okay. Hi, Sat Kirtan. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast. I'm so excited to have you.
I'm so happy to be here. It's always wonderful to be with other entrepreneurs and to share my story and to inspire others.
Awesome. So, why don't you share with us your story? I'm
Yeah.
so excited to hear your story. So,
Uh,
what is your story? Who are you and what do you do?
well, I'm from the Netherlands. I'm born here, and on I think in 2004, my life was in a phase that I was not happy. My body wasn't happy. No, the things didn't work out, and then yoga came on my path, and from that moment on, something switched on in my life, and I felt alive again. I felt like my life got a meaning and like something bigger than me. And since ever since that time, my whole life just changed just by a course that was on just in a weekend, like one weekend and one Saturday a month, but it changed my whole life.
Wow.
Yeah, for the
Wow.
good. Yeah, because I was like suffering from computer disease. I couldn't work, and I had a job like uh, at a financial institute that was really like a really like a yeah, I don't know, like a database marketeer. So I had a lot of responsibilities and a lot of meetings and everything, but my body was just not happy there, and my probably my soul wasn't happy there as well. And I felt like this is not like I'm not contributing what is really within me that I need to contribute. So, and I started this yoga training, and then my first students became my colleagues became my first students, and I started teaching them, and I felt like, wow, this is really fun. And we could also one day, it was really like now, so it's like stormy and rainy outside. It was also stormy and rainy outside. We were like, let's do it, the yoga here instead of going to the studio. And that day really changed my life because you don't need to change your clothes. You don't need to do anything, only doing these exercises, like 3 exercises of each 3 minutes, and connecting to your breath, closing your eyes, and it changes your energy and it really renews you. It recharges your whole system, and you feel like, ah, I'm there again. And you listen to your inner soul, and you get more courage to really live up, because that sound within yourself becomes more louder, and you feel like, okay, let me trust this. At least this is what I did. And before, I was always listening to the sounds outside, what everyone expected from me, and I was really a people pleaser, and I still love to please people, and I love to uplift them and give them my love, but not on like with the cost of me. I now first listen to myself. I give myself the highest priority, and from there I can give and be there for others, be there for my kids, be there for my family, and really relax also into that. Because if we are just trying to please everyone, which is sometimes what we do as a mother, uh, because we have that responsibility to take care of everyone, and then we just forget about ourselves, and at the end of the day you're so tired and you're frustrated about that, and that's such a pity. So this is why I wrote a book. It's called Bye Bye Stress in 9 minutes or less, and it has all these exercises in it, and they're not always easy. They're quite challenging sometimes, but just by going through the challenge and knowing that you're able to go through that challenge gives you so much like self power. You feel like, okay, I can handle this. Because I don't know for you, but as a mother, I can see you right now. You're getting your child to bed, get to sleep. You're always multitasking, right?
Oh,
We
yeah.
And we feel like we have so many tasks to do, and we have these wires, we have like, from the yogic perspective, they say like a man has like a one wire, but we as women, we have like 16 wires. So
Wow.
we are differently. Physically, we're different. And that's because we have a different task in life. It doesn't mean that women are less or men are, but we're just different because we are the ones that bring life to this earth. So it's
Abs-
so if we realize that, we know we need to nourish ourselves, and we need to be really feeding ourselves. Otherwise, how can we feed our children? And what energy do we give our children? So this is really what I felt. And when I had my children, I really felt like, okay, I I felt so blessed to have that experience, and to be able to really with your turn your blood into milk. This is something, when you think about it, isn't it amazing how our bodies work?
Absolutely. And wait, I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. All of that came from your entering the world of yoga.
Right. Yes, because
So
before I was just like, I think like everyone else, just wake up in the morning, go to work, have fun, and go back to sleep like that.
right. So can you tell me a little bit about, for someone who doesn't know, what is it called? Kundalini?
Yes, it's
Right? Am I
called
saying it right?
Kundalini. Yeah, you say it.
Kundalini yoga. What is that compared to other yoga that we might know from, like, YouTube yoga videos?
They say Kundalini Yoga. Kundalini means like the live energy. So this turns on your live energy, and it's, you probably have no seen that snake going up. We all have this energy, this potential within us, but it's kind of sleeping. We're not using it. And through the Kundalini Yoga practices, as taught by Yogi Bhajan, it just really slowly and gradually wakes up that energy, and it opens your eyes and it opens your mind, and it makes your body more flexible, or you get more aware of where is the stiffness in your body. Because when you were a child in your mother's belly, you probably have done all of the yoga exercises. There are like 84 postures that we have, but for some mothers, some postures are like the baby is in a certain way in the belly. So some postures you have done very often, and others maybe you have not done that much in the belly. So it's even, your whole journey, it starts already when you're in the belly. Even before that, we say that, when you as a mother, as a family, become aware that you feel like, okay, yeah, I think we're ready to build a family, then that child, that soul already comes into your womb. And we say that, like, from the 120th day of pregnancy, the soul enters. Before, it's like the physical part, but after the 120th day, the soul enters, and from that day on, it hears everything that the mother thinks, what the mother says, and also in the surroundings, it knows everything. So it's
Wow, that's so interesting. Also, in Judaism, we say even before the baby is created as we know of it in this world, 90 days before, there's like this strong voice that goes out in the world and says, this one is going to be for this one, like who they're going to end up being partners with in this world. And like
right.
there's something so much deeper than just what we see here
Yeah,
in this world.
right.
So that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if
So
we,
you said about the postures, that they're postures that the baby, they're like fetal kind of postures that the baby does in the womb, and then
right. Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, this is what the yogic says. Like, they already do, like, all of the postures, if they have the space. If the
Mhm.
mother is healthy, and like if everything is totally optimal, but it's not, because we all have our own limitations, and that's
Right.
not, it's not like something bad, but it's just the way it is. And that's why for some people, some postures are very easy to do. Some things are very easy. So we all have different skills, right?
Right.
But by learning and by practicing all these exercises and all these different postures, you build yourself as a whole human, and you bring in your whole potential. So that's why we also, you can see so much effect when people start doing yoga. Also, usually after a while, they can really heal so many of their childhood um, traumas, because we all have like these traumas, and we can make it very big, but we have them and we can heal them.
Wow. So if we just talk technical, just so I understand completely, so you would say that the practice would be of postures one after another, not like, let's say, vinyasa, that it's more of a flow of yoga. It would be more.
Yes, within Kundalini Yoga, we have like, we call it Kriya, and that's like, it's like a formula. So I can give you a Kriya for your lungs. I can give you a Kriya for your sciatic nerve. I can give you a Kriya to build the strength of your navel. There's so many Kriyas. So all the Kriyas have a different effect. So if you know, okay, I want to work on my radiant body, for example, or I want to like attract more things to me. I don't want to run after everything. Then, we have to build our aura, and we have to make our aura stronger. So these are things that you can work on, and then you have a specific set of exercises that you do, and sometimes it's combined with like breathing, sometimes it's combined with a mantra, sometimes usually breathing and mantra, they go together with the posture. That helps you to go through, because like what I said, when we do the meditation to increase your radiant body, so you don't need to run after everything. You put your hands like this, like I can show you. So your fingers are all interlaced, and your
I would
thumbs
do
are.
it with you if I wasn't
I
holding my
know,
baby.
I know. But so you put your fingers like one line, and the thumbs are down, and you place this above your head. Let me show you a little bit like this. So you make a nice arc line above your head, and you just sit like this, and you sing a mantra. You can sing along, and then you stay in this for 11 minutes. And that's,
Wow.
but just by singing that mantra gives you the energy, and because you also use your navel when you sing, so that gives you energy and power, so you're able to leave your arms up here. And for the first time, you feel like, oh, my arms are going to break off. I can never do this. But then once you get to know that your body is able to do that, you're able to go into the mantra and out of your like pain, and just really feel that bigger self. And I think this is one of the beautiful things about yoga and Kundalini Yoga, is that it really connects you to your potential and your higher self, and that in your higher self you're so much more powerful. When you're a mother and you think about all the little things that you're doing, you cannot do it. You become depressed. You feel like, no, this is too much. But when you connect to your baby, you look at the baby, this universal love starts to flow, and you can do everything. This is this power that comes from the within, and I don't know how it works, but it works. And I feel this is the same with the yoga. You connect to that universal light, universal love, and you feel it's like this experience of bliss, and it's really empowering to
Wow.
do
It
that.
kind of reminds me, I've done an exercise a few times, and every time it works the same way, that I ask people how many times they'd be able to jump on one foot in a minute. And whatever number they tell me, they usually double it. at least. Like they usually are able to do so much more than what they think. And we perceive ourselves with a certain amount of power. And then when we're able to touch into what our real power is, we have
Right.
so much more in there. And
Right.
as you were explaining that exercise of lifting your arms for 11 minutes, well, I kind of think of everything as like, kind of like we're all this kind of Play-Doh. And everything that we do forms our Play-Doh in a certain way, right? It forms
Right.
it forms our soul in a certain way. And I could just imagine sitting with your hand. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it after. To sit with your hands for 11 minutes. It forms in your soul so many things that we're missing so much in today's world. First of
Right.
all, just having patience to sit for 11 minutes doing the same thing.
Yeah.
To imagine, like, just to believe in yourself. There's so many things in today's world that I could imagine how that could form something so powerful inside. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Let's take it a little different because we know that us as mamas, we don't always feel like we have 11 minutes to sit with our hands on top of our head and singing a mantra, right?
Right.
That
Right.
sounds kind of kind of distant for most moms.
Right.
But you say that you have I think you call it 9 minutes max, right?
Yeah. 9 min max meditation, I call them. Right. Yeah.
So you say that you have a formula to de-stress quickly.
Right.
How do we
Right.
do it?
How do we do that? Well, first of all, I just, when, I, especially like for young moms, the best thing to do is I'm gonna first, like, you have like these nights when your baby wakes up, you wake up, and some moms have trouble getting back to sleep. Some don't, but some have. And I want to share just a breathing exercise that everyone can do so you really have this really deep sleep. Because sleep, if we do not sleep enough, we're really nowhere. It really messes up your whole system. So what you do when you can do this also when you're feeding your baby to help the baby to go to sleep, because when the baby is following your breathing pattern. So what you do is you inhale in 4 little steps, and then you're holding your breath 4 times, 4 steps. And you can we use a mantra with it. We say sa ta na ma. You can just repeat it in your head, but if you can also count 1, 2, 3, 4, it doesn't. For the
What does
first,
the mantra mean?
a sa means like life, and ta is birth, na is sata, na death, and ma is rebirth. So it's the cycle of life.
Hmm.
So, and this is a mantra that can transform, because you tune into the cycle of life, and we're going through that cycle of life, but our ego doesn't want us to go to change. The ego wants to stay in one part. So, but if we use this mantra, many things, it will bring new pathways within your brain. And so what you do is you just inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, or satanama, and then you hold 4 times satanama, 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 and then you exhale 2 times, all through the nose. And that way your parasympathetic system will really calm down, and you can really fall asleep easily. So you just do that as many times as you do, and then until you sleep. So this,
Even just thinking about breathing, I think, is so important. Like, as moms, how many times do we actually stop and take deep breaths, you know? Like, and then
yeah,
that's so
but
important.
I really did that when I was breastfeeding. I always felt that that's a beautiful moment, because if you're relaxed that time, your baby is also relaxed. So I love to do that. I was always, okay, let's take that moment to really connect to the baby, and to connect to and nourish myself and nourish the baby as well. But also
I love that.
when the kids become older, like mine are now 8 and 11, you have different challenges in life. And one of the biggest challenges that I see for myself is that, like, you have this morning that they have to get ready to school, and not to start screaming, come, hurry up, wake up, but find a way that feels like, okay, we're just in the flow. And what I like to like put on a song that says wake up, or really like bring in already like, or sing a song for them, and that they know it. And it really, if we build in that routine that they know it, it's helpful. Then it it's not always working, but it at least calms myself down. And then also what I've learned is to let it go, not to be on top of everything. I think as a mother, our journey is to be able to let go and to know that this baby that came through us has his own identity, his own life. And although we really feel attached, it's our journey to let them go, give them trust, and give them the love that they need. But they're not ours. They're selves, or we, they came by themselves, and they will go by themselves, and they came through us, which is really a blessing. But the more we can be unattached to them, the more we can really let them be, and develop who they are, and not put our projections onto them, because that's a really big trap that we, or it's not I don't think it's a trap, but it's something that goes naturally. But this is something to be conscious of, and I try to do that. I try to really in the evening see, okay, what, like, reflect, and when did I go, what went well, and what things could I improve in that. Yeah.
It's also so important because sometimes we think of our kids as like our own identity tag. So then whatever they're doing, but what are people going to say about me? And what are people going to think about me as a parent if they see them doing that? Right. And then it changes our focus to be on me and not on them. Mm-hmm. Like I had a situation that I had one child who was going through a really hard time. Mm-hmm. And it was expressing itself in all different ways. And in those moments, I could think about like, oh my goodness, what are people going to think about me? We must be a crazy family. Who knows what's going on? But really, the child was going through a hard time, and they needed me to be there for them and not be there for me in those moments. Mm-hmm. And once I made that shift, everything changed. Right. I didn't do anything differently. It was just the way that I was breathing in those moments differently, and what air I was putting into the air, mm-hmm. that changed everything. And that's right. So important. Yeah. You said detached, which may scare people, but it's not being detached emotionally, or it's understanding that I'm a self and you're a self, and now let's hug each other when we both are selves.
Right. Yes. But not like this is mine.
But not closing in on them. Exactly.
Yeah. Yes. That's what I meant.
Not suffocating.
Right.
Yes.
And not putting your projections onto them. Yeah, let's go to the meditation, right?
Right. So I was going to say, wait, in the mornings, because I don't know if you were here this morning. Actually, this morning, we did a really good job. My husband is away for a few days, and I feel like it's all on me, so I have to do it in a really good way. So actually, this morning was a good example. But in the mornings, how you said put on music. What else? Give us some more tools to make it peaceful and calm.
What I do, I wake up early, very early, like 4, 5 in the morning. And I do my yoga and meditation. So I have my time for myself. I am recharged myself. And then the space is ready for the kids to enter. And then that helps me so much, because if I wake up like 5 minutes before they wake up, I'm not in that mood. And I'm like, okay, we have to hurry. But if I receive the day, I cleanse my mind. It's like I took my mental shower. That's really, it really is a game changer. And of course, you don't need to do sit like I love to sit and do like first my prayer, then I do my yoga, and then I do some chanting. This is like the full sadhana, and I don't always have energy and time for it, but if I at least I do my prayer and I do my yoga, so I always take at least 1 hour to sit there and to be there and to really tune myself, and I set my intention for the day. And that's, this is what we all can do. And even if an hour is too much for you, you take 5-10 minutes, but really conscious minutes. Not wake up, put water in your face, and go get your kids out of bed and be in that hurry mode. No, be relaxed. And then from there, from your relaxed self, say good morning with a big smile, or, the way you do it. And make it a routine. And also, whenever the kids get older, give them as much responsibility as possible. So involve them. Don't be like the pampering mother that does everything for them. They have their own responsibility, and the more you can give it to them, the more they feel valued, and the more they can help you. You can really work as a team.
We get stuck a moment.
Uh,
Hold on, I got stuck for a second.
okay.
Okay, I heard give them responsibilities. Don't be the mother that's doing everything for them.
Yeah. What else did I say? I was like,
And then it got cut off.
okay, whatever. But give them.
No, sorry.
No problem. But give them the responsibility and be a team together. It's not your responsibility only that they get it in school, for example, in time. It's also their responsibility. They don't like to come too late, right? So what can they do and prepare that already? And this is
absolutely. And even I want to say to moms out there with young kids, as you said, an hour, that might seem a little crazy for moms, again, with little babies, that they're waking up all night. But even, like you said, 10 minutes. I, for example, since having my baby a few months ago, waking up early was not really a thing because I was kind of up all night.
right.
But I decided that I was going to have a really conscious, intentful skincare practice in the morning, and wash my hair, wash my face with something that really made me feel good. Usually it was just chopped up oatmeal with a little water. Can do lots of great things, and just do a few and it was, I don't know, 15 minutes max, but it makes such a huge difference. And also giving responsibilities. I just want to notch this down for little kids. Little kids can also have so many responsibilities. We started this week in our home of making their beds, and even my 4-year-old and 3-year-old, they're making their beds in the morning. And they can do so much. And when we empower them to have that power, then they believe that they have that power. So don't ever sell them short. Your children can do so much, even if they're really small.
Right. And they can help in the household. They love doing that. Just be the example and share them and do it together with them. And when something falls on the ground, it's so easy as a mother, let me do it. But let them do it first. Let them really pick up their mess. Of course, help them but the more you can make them aware of them and empower them, you really give them something that they feel like, wow, I can do that.
Yeah, absolutely. So we spoke about nursing, breathing during breastfeeding. We spoke about in the mornings, ways to make it more calm. What about in the midst of a tantrum? What do I do when there's something completely overwhelming, making me feel like I'm going to jump out of my skin? What do I do in those moments?
Yeah, the best thing, of course, is you want to you want to scream it out. What I do in these moments, I say to my children, I want to scream right now, but I'm not gonna do it. But I'm really fed up with this. But I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna go get myself calm. So I'm just gonna sit, close my eyes, and breathe. where they are, and I just let them mess the mess. When they're fighting, I see you're fighting, whatever. I don't want to be in between. I don't want to see this. I, you know, I am going to go back to my calm self, because if I don't do that, I'm going to scream at you. I don't want to give you that example. And you verbalize what you're seeing, what you're doing. And the first time when you do that, it's really challenging, because you really feel like you should jump into it. But if you say, okay, I feel I should jump in, but I'm not gonna do it. And I don't like this behavior. I really don't like it. And I feel like this energy all up in my body. And I'm gonna calm down myself. Maybe, you know. And then when you do that consequently, they see that, okay, Mama is going to go and meditate, or get myself calm again. And then they,
Yeah.
okay, understand, okay, it's okay to fight, but as a mother, you're not the police. I always tell my kids, I'm not a policeman. If I wanted to become a policeman, I would study that and do that, but I didn't. I don't want to be the policeman. But sometimes you feel like, when my girl is a little older than my boy, and they can really, really like, and then I'm like, just relax, okay? This will pass. It's not going to stay forever. So
Yeah.
this is how
I like to, yeah, I call it mommy timeout. Like, mommy
yeah.
needs to go take a timeout for a little
Yes.
bit,
Yeah.
need to calm down. And also, I feel like our children, they regulate their emotions when they bounce it off of us.
Right.
So if we are going to lose it, they're going to lose it too. If we are raising our voices, they're raising their voices too.
Yeah,
And if we go and know how to calm ourselves down, they're also going to learn that from that modeling.
Right.
And as you said, to express it to them, that's extremely powerful.
Yes, because otherwise they feel it's then feel maybe guilty or whatever, or they feel like you should jump in, or you're not doing anything. You're not there for me, and it's not. You're there for them because you're with all your awareness and all your love. You're sending that to them. I always do that. When I sit down, I just ask. Okay, I pray. May they have the power to calm down and really connect again with their hearts again. So I just bring my love to them, and I tell them, and sometimes they're like, "Oh, Mama, you're doing it again," but that's yeah.
Wow.
That's
Awesome. Can you tell me maybe a time about when you tried to do it but you failed, and then how you handled that? Because it's nice for us to say it, but then there are times that we're not able to do it.
yeah.
So can you tell us about a time?
Yeah, my my son and me, we were born on the same date, so we are very close together, and that sometimes is very challenging for my daughter, because she feels like he's getting more attention, because we are just together. We're one. We understand each other just by looking at each other, and we really feel each other. So that's always challenging for my daughter. So whenever something happens, she can feel like I'm not giving her enough attention, and then she goes to her room and she just closes the door, and she's really like, "Mama, let me be by myself." And that can hurt me, or it hurts me, because in my heart I don't make a difference. I love both of my children the same way. It's just we have, with all your children, you have a different relationship. And then when she doesn't, she goes closes her door and closes really off, and she doesn't want to have any affection with me. I cannot come and communicate with her. I can feel that pain within me, and I can just be very sad, and sometimes I can express that to her. I was like, I really both love you the same way, but but sometimes she cannot hear it. She's like, Mama, I don't want to hear it. And then all I can do is let it go and just send her my love, and in my prayer I solve it in my prayer. If we cannot communicate at that moment, I use prayer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. If somebody wants to find you or learn more about what you do, where can they find you?
I have a website. It's called investinyoga.com. And there you can download my books. I wrote one, the Bye Bye Stress in 9 minutes or less, but I also wrote a new one. That's how to become a conscious leader. 5 vital lessons CEOs can learn from a yogi to build trust and make an impact. It's a long title. And it's for CEOs, but I think a mother is a CEO of their whole family. So it applies to all of us. It's just that I wanted to open doors at businesses because my mission is to bring love to the decision table. I feel there within companies, so many people get so stressed out and they're really in like this box. And I feel like if we can bring love to that place and really be ourselves, we make the world a better place. So that's why I wrote that book and spread the message that way. But as a mother, you are so important. You're raising your children. And there's one beautiful, we call it Shabbat from the Siri Guru Granth, which is like the holy scripture from the Sikh, and it's called Banda Jamia, and that's an ode to the mothers. And I will share the link with you, and the mothers can just, you can just put that music on and listen to it, and it will help you to really heal all your mother wounds and to really honor yourself as a mother. Because I feel the more we can honor ourselves as a mother and to really step into that role and embrace ourselves in that, with the things that go right, with the things that we don't do the way we want it to, or the way we feel we should do it, but we are doing it, and we're doing such an amazing job. And this is what I love doing, and I have like this power coaching in which I have like 6 sessions with you, and whatever situation is there, we work on that, and like in 6 sessions you will realize that love is within you, and that you can love yourself and you can put yourself on the highest priority, and still everything will run. It's not egotistic to do that. It's something that really is a need for you to do that, because if you don't do it, everything will go down the drain because you are not there, and you are the CEO. So how do we treat a CEO? Always with the most respect, right? And we listen to it, and we really feel like, okay, yeah, we should trust that and respect it. So respect yourself. This is my main message. And then I can share like yoga meditations, but also these mantras, just to listen to it, that help you to bring that beautiful energy into your space. Because this is, there's so many things we can do to uplift ourselves, and that doesn't cost any extra, because sometimes we already feel like we have so much to do. So I don't want to put any pressure on anyone. I just want to say to all the moms out there, you're doing a wonderful job. Applaud yourself and really, really love yourself for what you're doing. The more you can love yourself, the more you can really appreciate yourself and honor yourself. If you can do that, you're giving your children and your family so much. So So that's what I
Thank you.
work with.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much. I might write those sentences and put them on my on my refrigerator for the next week.
Yeah.
So right, and I hope it is heard all over the world what you just said. Thank you so so much.
Yes.
Before we finish up, I would like to ask you some sweet and short questions that I ask all my mom guests.
Okay.
So, if you could share with us one of your favorite things about being a mom.
Uh, I remember being pregnant. I was just put on the ground. I could live up here and have like dreams, and but becoming a mother made me a woman and made me really a person. I feel I was reborn that day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you. And how about one of the challenges?
My biggest challenge is um, to stay to not put my projections on my children. That's the really big
Mm,
one. And like the things that I still have, like my inner child is still has pain, that I put that on them. I This is what I really, and I do it of course because there's this inner child, but being aware of it, I really feel like I do that work. And every time when I heal something within myself, I can see like the change within my children. So but and that's also, it's a challenge because, like what I said, some of the yoga postures are really painful and hard to do, and after it my whole body is like sore. I did like this Saturday I did a practice and I'm still stiff from it, but I know that going through that pain transforms something within me and heals something within me, and that heals also like something for them, because we have this whole family line, right? They have like whatever, my mother, my grandmother, all everything we just give to our children. And we give our the beautiful things, but we also give their pain and the cultural thing. They have so much. So it's I always feel like, working for yourself and working with yourself and healing yourself, it's a lot of work, but it's the most fulfilling job that you can do, because everything that you do within yourself, they don't have to go through, or they go through easier. So this is what keeps me going out, yeah, helps me to get up early in the morning, because telling me my ego doesn't like to wake up at 4 in the morning. No one likes to wake up at 4 in the morning, get a cold shower, but knowing that this is the work I need to do to heal them and to open their space, it's so much easier. Yeah.
yeah, I know what that feels like. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
How about an embarrassing mommy moment?
An embarrassing mama moment. Oh, there are so many, I guess. Um, Let me close my eyes and see which one comes up first. Well, the most embarrassing thing, I don't know, it's especially for me as a yogi, I feel like my children should be like calm and working together and loving and nice. And then sometimes I see them fight, and I really feel like, where did I mess up? Where did what did I do wrong? This really, I really feel like, and I feel that pain, and that's what's, yeah, I don't like to share that, but my kids also hit each other and they kick each other, and I really feel like, no, I went. This is really like, what meditation should I do? But it's also part of everything, so it's okay. It's part of it, but I I pray for them at these moments. But yeah, I feel that's hard when the brother and sister are fighting. Yeah, these are my embarrassing moments as a mother.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Let's not be embarrassed though when our children are fighting. I had that same moment this week that I said to my husband, "Where did we go wrong? How are they killing each other?" But I feel like when we speak it out, then us mama sisterhood, we have to like support each other, and it's
Right.
okay. All children fight, and better that they
Yes.
fight and they learn to deal with each other in a family, in a loving, supportive family.
Yeah.
So we should all together, I'm
Yeah.
supporting myself as I'm supporting you here,
Yeah.
that, we should embrace the fighting and not be embarrassed of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I so connect to that.
Yeah.
How
But
about a tip that you would give to yourself before becoming a mom?
um, before becoming a mom, this is really my tip would be uh, to really just be okay with everything that is, and not
Mm,
to have that perfect picture of how your family should look like, how your children should behave, what you should do, because it's a total, you cannot explain this. It's totally different. It's your experience. And not if you have, I always feel like whenever we have expectations and our expectations are not met, you feel frustrated. So my tip would be grateful, be happy, and just go with the flow, and really trust that you have that capacity. You are that mother who has all that knowledge within your system, and you have your sisters around you that can help you and support you. So don't worry, ask for help, and don't feel embarrassed by asking for help or not knowing. And the not knowing is also part good. So you don't need to be perfect. That's what I would tell my younger self. Yeah.
Thank you so, so much. This was powerful for me, and I'm sure for all of our listeners. So thank you so, so much for being on here with us today.
Yeah, thank you for being here. And I realized I didn't share the 9-minute meditation, but you can, if you download the book, uh, you can also, there's a video, like a program that you can do all these videos or all these meditations with me. So, with all the explanation, how it works. And so, feel free to do that with me on the video. But for the first thing, the most important thing is like your posture and your breathing. If if your posture, your back is straight, your shoulders are relaxed, and you're connected to your breath, that already is like a major thing. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. Thank you so, so much.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It was really a pleasure. And if anyone of your listeners also has a show or feels like, oh, I want to invite her to speak, or I'm happy to share my love, my light, my knowledge, I'm here for you to serve you, because this is what I do.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Your baby is nice asleep, huh?
Oh, hold on. Oh, I stopped recording. Oh, no, I didn't stop recording. Oh, are you still recording? Is that what it is?